we just got a first look at the first motorsport gameplay last Sunday at the showcase.
We saw some amazing new tracks, new to Forza, but also in particular Maple Valley that had been, in Forza Motorsport since the first Forza Motorsport. This is just the best driving experience we've ever had. It feels incredible. It still has that Forza feel because of all the amazing tuning that we've done, but at the heart of it is an incredible simulation. Nothing like we've had before, and I think everyone's going to be really, really happy when they get their hands on it.
So yeah, this is Series 9, it's Hot Wheels series, and straight away we've got some Hot Wheels cars there. We've got the Twin Mill, obviously was there at launch for Horizon 5. Twin Mill, I love this because of the wild, exposed engine blocks, which make it very difficult to run in the cockpit.
Car with worst visibility ever.
Yeah.
Yes, exciting visibility, but bad as well. Terrible. There is the 2 Jet Z, which I think Mike was just before we jumped into playlist. This is really cool. It's super light, it's super high performance.
We've got something new right on the end there as well. What's that?
Yes, so this is our brand new new series rivals that sits alongside our regular rivals. This is what we're calling Forza EV. It's a chance to showcase all the great electric vehicles we've got in the game, and so every series is going to be an additional rivals event there, and it's going to have a different EV in it. And
should we have a look at some of the cars?
Yes.
You're bringing back 5 Hot Wheels favourites, but which of those? What have we got?
Well, we're in the 2 Jet Z at the moment. And we also had the Metro that we saw in the playlist. So those 2 cars are available as part of the series playlist. We've also got the Ford Mustang. Yep. We've put some of them into wheel spin, so the Mustang, the Rip Rod and the Julie are all available in wheel spin. You'll also be able to get them as part of the campaign and the expansion when that launches next month. And as with all of our cars, they'll also fold back into our rewards in a future series.
Hello Forza fans, welcome to Forza Monthly. I am your host Leah, and we have a great show planned for you today, like we do every month, of course. But before we get to it, we are just 1 day away from the release of Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels, and we know that folks are, of course, eager to learn more about the game's first expansion, as are we all. Well, Playground Games will be sharing all of that live with you tomorrow during the Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels launch stream, live from the Peterson Automotive Museum in Los Angeles. The stream will feature tons of gameplay, giveaways, and multiplayer racing with the community as we celebrate launch day live together. You don't want to miss it, so be sure to tune in back here tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific time. But today, it's all about the Series 10 content update for Forza Horizon 5. So let's take a look at the schedule. Up first, Forza and Extreme E are teaming up for Series 10 of Horizon Mexico. I'll be checking in with Playground Games to get the full scoop on the new Extreme E cars, evolving world changes, and, of course, a full rundown of the festival playlist. And then Event Lab extraordinaire Twisted Knot joins us for this month's Community Spotlight. And then there's more Series 10 as we look at the rest of the season's rewards, some of the new customization options, and we have a sneaky peek at the upcoming theme for Series 11. And topping the show like a cherry on a sundae, we've got cheery Ali Tak, and I will be catching up on the ongoing Forza events going on around the community. And that is the show, but the Forza fun will be continuing afterwards because our Community Spotlight guest, Twisted Knot, will be streaming right after Forza Monthly, and we'll be treating him to a raid and hosting the stream here on the Forza channel. So it's going to be a pretty good day. But let's get straight into it and welcome Playground Games lead producer Tom Butcher and game designer Kelly Boyle to the stream. Hello guys, welcome to Forza Monthly. How you doing?
Hey Leah, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I am also well, surviving this heat wave. Tom had a massive ice cream earlier, and I was very, very jealous. It looks delicious. But welcome back to the show, Tom. And Kelly, this is your first time on Forza Monthly as well, so welcome. So let's start with a little introduction then. We've got a fresh face. Why don't you let viewers know a little bit about what you do at Playground Games?
So hey everyone, I'm Kelly on the game design team. I'm kind of responsible for festival playlists, Evolving World. You may know me from the main game for doing bonus boards, character customizer, festival playlists, and you kind of rewards like emotes and car horns and clothing.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you here on the show with us, so welcome. And we're here to talk about Series 10, as I've mentioned just a couple times now at this point. It's on the way very soon, and with it comes the debut of Extreme E at Horizon Mexico. And we've got a trailer, so let's have a look at the trailer, and then we're going to dive on in to what it's all about. There we go, that's production keeping me on my toes there, thank you. So, Tom, why don't you tell us all about Extreme E? What is it? What did we just see?
Yeah, so extremely really excited for this to be coming to Forza Horizon 5. It's basically a race championship which takes place all over the world. And it's got a really cool USP, I guess, in that it's all focused around sustainability. So the car, which we're going to be taking a look at later, the Odyssey 21, is an EV. It's an off-road buggy. And yeah, that sustainability theme just runs through the whole championship. It's about raising awareness. All of the locations for the championship races take place in areas where maybe they're ecologically challenged, or they're trying to raise awareness of a particular plight, like rising tides, desertification, which isn't about puddings, as I discovered earlier. And also, yeah, there's some really cool things like all the drivers have to take their own cutlery. There's no spectators because they have a carbon footprint. All the vehicles and race teams travel by boat to these locations. And even the championship trophies 3D printed with recyclable, reclaimed plastics. So yeah, it's a really cool message. And if you've ever watched an Extreme E Championship, and I recommend you do after you've watched the show, of course, it feels like a Horizon race. Like, it looks like a cross-country race. So it's a really great fit for the franchise as well. But yeah, really excited about it.
Definitely. Very eco-conscious racing format then. So, Kelly, how does this work in Forza Horizon 5?
So for Forza Horizon 5, we have celebrated Extreme E in our festival playlist, and also with Evolving World, which we'll touch on more later. But we've followed the themes that Tom kind of touched on there. So each week we celebrate a different theme of Extreme E, from island to copper to desert and energy. And these suit really nicely in our kind of Mexico biomes. So for example, we've celebrated energy in the vibrant city of Guanajuato. We've celebrated the desert in the Dunes Blancas, copper in our Copper Canyon, which is a lovely match, and island around our coastlines. So yeah, so it's a great fit for Mexico.
Excellent. And we'll have a little look a bit closer at those in a minute. Twitch chat's going to have a chance to get involved. But first I want to talk a little bit more about the car we're driving here. So if I'm entering an Extreme E Championship, what car can I drive?
So you are going to want to get yourselves, get your hands on the Odyssey 21, which is what I'm driving at the moment. We've actually added the team liveries, so we've got 10 versions of this. They're the same car underneath the hood, but they've got the team liveries on them, so they all appear as separate cars in the car collection and the auto show. And the one we're driving at the moment is the Chip Ganassi, not the Chip Ganache, as I kept calling it in rehearsal. And this particular flavour, Chip Ganassi, he owns a bunch of race teams. He's got a pretty storied history, and he was a race driver himself as well, but in like IndyCar and NASCAR and things like that. And he has an Extreme E team, which is, I'm just going to park under this light because it's got dark in Mexico. And yeah, this is the team livery for that car. This one is available in the auto show for 700,000 credits, but you're going to need one of these to enter some of the Extreme E events. And throughout the playlist, as we'll take a look at later, you'll be able to earn more of these. And as we touched on earlier, sustainability, it's obviously an EV. The batteries are provided by Williams Advanced Engineering, which are going to come up later, but stay tuned for that. And even the body is produced using natural flax fibres, so that reduces the carbon footprint by 75%. So just everything about this championship and the car has been about sustainability. It's no slowpoke though. It does 0 to 60 in like 4.5 seconds. You don't have to worry about the battery running out because you're in a game, so that's great as well. And yeah, it's a ton of fun to drive. I'm obviously driving it on the road at the moment, but it is primarily.
You could take it cross country.
Yeah, it is. It's so tough. It is a ton of fun to drive off road, and yeah, perhaps we'll go to a house to look at this.
Yeah, let's go take a close look at the car.
Yeah, it's tuned for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tuned for off-road handling, obviously, and yeah, it's a pretty cool design, I think. You've also noticed you've got the Women in Motorsport logo there. Another cool thing about Extreme E is that they want to encourage gender diversity in motorsport. So each team has 2 drivers, has a female and a male. I don't know who this team's drivers are, but yes.
Some really famous drivers, isn't there? F1 racers, rally drivers.
That's right, yeah. And what really struck me as well is they've got a really massive age range. So you've got a 21-year-old driver, and name is Heather Hossus, and then you've got a 60-year-old driver, Carlos Sainz, who some of you may know is a famous rally driver. Yeah, it's just a really interesting kind of championship race format. And yeah, very excited to have it in Horizon 5.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned, this is the Chip Ganassi version of the Odyssey. And that's just one of the teams represented, because there are, in fact, 10 unique Extreme E team variants that you can unlock in Series 10. So let's have a look at some of them, and maybe you can point out any that you have any particular facts on or anything to talk about.
Yeah. So I will try and recognise these. That is, I think that's the Veloci racing livery. Don't have any much interesting to say about that. Okay, so this one is the Rosberg racing team, obviously owned by Nico Rosberg, and currently winning the championship. Yep. If you follow Extreme E,
they also won last year's season. So
great fact. This is JBXE, which is
Jenson
Button's team. It's pretty cool. This one, I know this one. This is Genesis, and yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say about that one, except I like the colours. This is Excite Racing. I think that's how you say it, rather than Cross-Eyed.
It's Excite.
This is another interesting one, Kelly.
So this one is Lewis Hamilton's team, and he's got a nice little nod to his racing number in the team name, so X44, after his F1 number.
And has Seb Loeb is the driver, the male driver.
Another famous name there.
This one is, I think, the Acciona. Yeah, I think it's the Acciona one. Yeah, it's on the side there. This one is McLaren's. So yeah, McLaren have a team as well.
There,
yeah.
And this is the auto show one that we,
It's Chips. And this one is the ABT Cupra, number 125.
Cupra logos down the side.
Very cool. Well, there you go. That's 10 variations in Series 10. And that's a little preview, but of course you can find them in-game yourself and have a closer look if you'd like to. But let's move on to talk about how the world is evolving to celebrate Extreme E in Series 10. So do you want to touch upon that?
Yes, so obviously, as we touched upon earlier, festival playlist will be celebrating Extreme. So we've got Extreme Championships, lots of challenges to do in the Odyssey. Also a lot of other bits and bobs to do with electric cars. But as changing up the world, at each Extreme race we have 2 per week, so summer, autumn, winter, spring. And we've done a cross-country race to celebrate Extreme in the cross-country setting, and also some dirt races. So each week at the start locations of each race, you can see a nice little Extreme billboard, which Tom loves to smash. You're gonna do it.
Yeah, why not? Oh no.
But yeah, so
There you go.
you have to smash the start of each one. And then if we enter the race, each race has been.
I think it's chat gonna choose one.
Oh yeah, we are.
Let's take a look at that, actually. So we're going to do a race. Let's showcase what we've got going on here. But as you mentioned earlier, there are 4 Extreme E themed races in this series. We've got Island, Energy, Copper, and Desert, not Dessert. So I think we should let Twitch chat decide which one we take a look at, shall we? So chat, there should be a poll in chat very shortly, if there isn't already. And while we let chat decide, why don't we talk about what each one is and give them a bit of context? So yeah, but what's Island? Let's start with that one.
So Island is across our coastlines, so you might have a race in like Playa Resort, for example. It celebrates, it looks at sustainability for kind of like Italy and the wildfires with Extreme. But I feel like chat are definitely going to vote for Desert just for the dessert reference. But Desert is in our genus Flancus, so it will be desert races. And then Copper Canyon is our canyon. Guanajuato is energy, so if you want to see some kind of city races, definitely vote energy there.
Okay. I mean, yeah, we've mentioned dessert too many times already. We've had ganache, we've had ice cream, chip, chocolate chip. Something on the mind. I don't know what it is in this hot weather. What could it be? Well, if you were to pick one, which one do you think you'd want to race right now? Tom, with your particular skills at racing, or as
I do
whatever
have a
you may call
set
them.
of skills.
Yes. Which one would you prefer in the racing, do you think, right now?
I mean, I'm a big fan of wordplay, so dessert and desert definitely appeal to me. But I also we're already ready to do Ireland, so I'm kind of in favour of that as well. But
spoilers.
Who knows where the chips will fall?
Oh, for goodness sake. Well, Ireland has won, so let's go check out the
Has it?
Ireland.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, what? It's crazy. Copper came second, though. Close. It's close. Landslide. I mean, I say close.
Okay.
It wasn't close in the slightest, but it was close. So I'm excited to see. So, yeah, remind us again exactly. I know. You thought they'd vote dessert. What is this?
But yeah, going back to the evolving world, so each start has the billboards, but also in races we have a nod to Extreme with our flags. So for example, in this race you've got the orange flags for our typical dirt racing, but then you'll also see blue as well dotted through with the Extreme flags. And then this kind of runs through as well to the race suits that we've got to show you later. So a lot of different colours going on. So our favourite colour, definitely try to get that race suit.
So you can see those race flags at the start line there, and then kind of punctuated throughout the race. I think I mentioned earlier, like it's such a great fit for Horizon. It really does. Like if you do get the chance just to, of course, all their races are available on YouTube, so it's easy to go seek them out. But yeah, they're a ton of fun. Probably better driving than me. Now, obviously, they pick locations that are they're trying to raise like an awareness of a particular ecological problem or plight in the territory. Given Extreme has come to Mexico and Horizon, Kelly, what do you think that particular eco problem is?
I definitely say we had a problem with our clothing. We have given out a lot of clothing, which is not sustainable.
Do you think that's just been, like acrylics in a factory?
Purely chicken suits.
Yeah, a load of chicken suits. That high, the carbon footprint of each chicken suit is vast. I think Chip's going to be too happy with my performance in this.
Nope, you're letting me down.
I know people are going to be absolutely laying into me in the chat, but
it's hard. It's hard.
I was just going to say, try talking and driving at the same time. This is really bad. This is bad even for me. I'll be honest.
Yeah, it's starting to sound like me.
I came second in rehearsal.
I feel like sneakily turned up the difficulty as you went away.
So we're at 55%. There's loads of time to catch up. I'm just trying to make it interesting.
That's a great chance to see all the liveries at the back.
Yeah, exactly. If I was in front, you just wouldn't be able to take in all this. They are pulling away from me, though.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to make it.
Working hard for this comeback narrative.
I would be on that. Yeah, I would be on that next boat home. Chip would be. I don't know what type of. I don't know if that race team, what type of owner he is, but I feel like he's not going to be. He's not going to be accepting of like a, back of the grid kind of finish.
Winners only.
God,
I'm going to need you to pick up the pace, Tom. Come on. 9th place.
God, to shave that checkpoint.
You'll be touring in the caravan at this rate.
By the way, whatever team that was.
Slowly getting there.
All about sustainability as he mows down a couple of $1,000 worth of crops.
Halfway.
There we go, yeah.
Yeah, we made the few positions. Yeah.
And yeah, that was the Island Extreme Prix 1. If you think you can do better than that, you almost certainly can. You go just a couple of places behind Lewis Hamilton's team. So, yeah, actually pretty
Not
good,
bad.
I think.
On balance, yeah, not terrible. But yeah, you can, Series 10, you can have the opportunity to absolutely demolish Tom's time. Race it for yourselves, choose the livery you like, and yeah, try all of the different races. But we shall move on. We shall move on because we need to talk about the festival playlist, don't we? So, if you'd like to talk us through what we've got to expect.
Yeah, so every week, as we kind of touched upon, we're celebrating a different theme. But you can get the Extreme E cars across the whole playlist. So series rewards, playing the championships, playing PR stunts. We wanted you to have multiple different ways to kind of earn them to play the content. Do you want to mention anything?
Yeah, you've got the big dog there, McLaren,
Yep.
Team 58 for 80 points, and the Razor, bad boy of the online scene from a few updates ago. You can get up for 160 points.
But great for free roam.
Very
great for
good
your own
for
solo race.
free roam. Also EV, so yeah.
Yeah. So we've got a nice touch with the weekly challenges have a few expensive cars. You can get them very easy as rewards that week or in the Forza Monthly shop very cheap.
Mm-hmm. And we've got one of the new to Forza Horizon 5 cars there in the Porsche 917, which I'm going to be talking at great length about later in the show, for 20 points. And then you've got the Noble M600 for 40 points. Got our Hot Wheels seasonal championships. Do you want to explain what these are, Kelly?
Yeah, so for anyone that has the expansion, you can travel to the Hot Wheels and play the PR stunt, the seasonal championship, to earn your points. If we go back to the points, though, for anyone that doesn't have the expansion, more points aren't required to earn the seasonal rewards. So still can get all the cars needed every week without the expansion. But yeah, for players that have it, then we have content there too.
Mm-hmm. It's like another way of getting points.
More choice.
Yeah. More choice is good. And then our weekly Forza is all around the Rimac Concept 2.
Yes.
It's another EV,
You can
electric
earn that
era.
in the collectible challenge of that week.
Boom. So glad to have Kelly here. When it's just me and Mike, it's just really fumbling through the playlist. And there's a bit of a theme in the daily challenges. I'll see if you guys can figure it out on the stream, but yeah. They're all daily. That was the theme. That's the theme.
I was saying, thinking, what theme was the
then the trial B-class heroes. And this is interesting. Showcase remix. We've not had one of those for a while.
Yes, yeah. So we wanted to have a nice nod to Hot Wheels coming to Mexico, to Horizon. So we've added a showcase remix, nice little James Bond reference there, but it's actually more in reference to the vehicle, which is the Baja Bone Shaker, which is a vehicle available in the expansion. So this is a lovely way for anyone to try out the car, see what you think. Expansion not required, but really fun. And you also obviously play against the Hot Wheels monster trucks, so kind of like Hot Wheels versus Hot Wheels, which is a nice touch.
The image is very much like, how dare you talk to me, don't talk to me and my son ever again type thing, isn't it? Yeah, that is a lot of fun. And you get the Hot Wheels Rip Rod as a reward, which is also super cool. Then here's our Extreme E Seasonal Championship. So you've got the Island Prix 1, the Island Prix 2 there. And then modern era, you can get yourself a Mustang. Also, you can get an Extreme E black race suit.
Yes. So each week you can get a race suit as one of the seasonal championships, and also in the Forza shop. So depending on what colours you want to get, we've got blue, green, which we'll look at the 8 colours. In a bit. Yeah.
Exciting, cool. And then treasure hunt, tropical fruits. Karting on electric wheels is 5 times better if you have the skill. And there's a little picture of sustainability, just the Extreme car knocking over local produce, really. Probably hoping that a big conglomerate comes in and starts. No, that is, what could that mean?
Should we give them a clue, or should we keep it secret?
Well, there is a clue. You need another clue.
We'll just tell them exactly how it is. We'll keep it secret.
Yeah, something for all you folks to figure out, or YouTube search the result, search the answer. Then collectibles. So we touched on this earlier. Remind people what they're going to be collecting.
So we have a super fun collectible challenge where you get to smash 20 batteries in Player Result. So if you kind of make your way around all the little alleyways, it's a really fun place to smash them. There's so many different side roads. And also at night time they glow, so it's quite a challenge to go in at night if you want to.
Just like real EV batteries.
Yeah, but these look cooler.
They do look cool. They're very much like that 90s era film when if they had a battery, a futuristic battery, it was glowing. It kind of looked like a can of ooze. So yeah, and there's that Rimac Concept 2 for the weekly Forza there. So
do that challenge first before the weekly.
Good tip. And we've got our Forza EV that we introduced last series, and obviously it has to have the Odyssey 21 in it. So you're going to be doing the Airfield cross country circuit in that Odyssey. And then we've also got probably my favourite car now. It became my favourite car when I was researching it, which I'll talk about later, for the Tierra Prospera circuit. Let's move on to autumn.
Yes, autumn we've got another Porsche, so we've got a nice Porsche theme running through the rewards there. Not only do we get 10 Extreme cars, we get 4 Porsches as well. It's a great month for rewards. But we'll touch on these with a bit more info later. But again, we've got Hot Wheels kind of events every week, so you can come back and do them. We've got another great car with the Ferrari there. Nice, hard to find. Yeah.
We don't just have here to pronounce it properly.
And then going forward, again, we've got the weekly, which is an electric car. We've got our
another online bad boy. This one got
we've got our themed daily challenges, all running through kind of Guanajuato and electric cars.
A big round of applause for Talk of the Town.
Thank you.
Huge,
that was me.
huge fan of that. And Volkswagen. How did I not see that one? Volkswagen.
Great.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. I made that challenge just for the name.
Then what else have we got here?
So we've got the trial, seasonal games, your usual PR stunts, and then our two obviously seasonal championships with Extreme E.
And you've got the number 5 there, which is Veloce, and number 23, which is Genesis.
Yes. Some great
And
squads.
the extremely white race suit as well.
Yep. And then our treasure hunt. See if anyone can guess this one.
In Monahato, EV charging points are every 15 seconds, but 100 are maintained. Oh.
Yeah. See if anyone can get that.
Is that true? Are they every 15
No.
We don't know what the EV infrastructure. If you are just heading to Monahato on the basis of that, probably check the charging point frequency, and then
Ability Challenger. Pure Energy, another reference to our energy theme.
oh, and look, there's a new emote reward. I mean, everyone get excited about that one.
This is literally my favourite reward we have ever done. I don't think we'll be able to beat it.
You heard it here. It is the high point of emotes. So yeah, get excited for that. Then in winter, we've got another Porsche, the Emery 356C. So we're going to be taking a look at that later. And that's available 20 points. And the KTM Crossbow GT4 for 40 points. Then the weekly challenge, it's another EV. It's the Porsche Taycan Turbo S, soul of a spirited young horse.
Yep. And if you've got the welcome pack version, you can also use that here.
Who calls it the soul of a spirited young horse? It's in quotes.
That's its. The Taycan is the translation, I think.
Right. Okay. Good. Yeah. So that is that's your weekly thoughts on. We'll move on. More greatly named.
What's up?
What's up?
My personal
Take a
favourite.
picture of an extremely vehicle. Yeah, those are great. I love those. C-Class Heroes, the Celine S1. An Event Lab, Hons 12, Beach Row Circuit Day, Tight Street Circuit. Keep an eye on your apexes and make sure you don't clip the Wall of Champions. And is that another new emote I see as well there?
That is another new emote that we'll show later. Yes.
Cool.
Yep.
And then rounding out, we've got more extreme vehicles. We've got the
22.
yellow race suit as well. Yeah, we've got 22, we've got 55. Then Treasure Hunt, copper wins in electric conductivity and is used a cross country.
What could that be?
Don't know, not sure. And then a photo challenge in the Copper Canyon.
That's great with the train in the background.
That is a cool
See if
shot.
you can get a train in the background.
That's a
when you
very
do
cool
this.
shot, yeah. And then finally spring.
So in spring, we've got another new custom Porsche. I love these. These are great. And then as the second reward, we've got the Vauxhall Carlton. Hard to find, not been around for a while, so keep your eye out for that. Then this one, we've got the Lotus Evija.
Evija. Yeah.
And this is available in, although it doesn't show it, the Forza Fun shop. So if you don't have it, it's great. 100 Forza Fun points, absolute bargain. So get your hands on that if you don't have one for the weekly challenge.
More
daily. We've got any
unlimited power.
Star Wars reference if anyone didn't get it. Then the trial with Super Troopers, another funny reference. But obviously a lot of really kind of hypercars, supercars are obviously hybrid, so did a nice little to electric there. And then another event lab. This one's a really cool one. Car lot head to head, so you kind of race up the car park spirals and then like back down. It's very nice.
Fun. Batteries included. Love the reference there to the seminal 80s batteries not included.
The puns were great this month. There's so many things to talk about. But yes, and we've got our two seasonal championships. We've got the purple race suit, and then the Extreme E 125 and 6.
And 6.
Yeah, so that is Rosberg X Racing, the current and previous winners.
Sounds like the best.
Yes.
If you're going to pick one, sounds like that's the one to go
speedo.
for. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, a few things to point out there. Oh, yeah, sorry. No, you tell them about the treasure hunt. I do apologise. I was just very excited about the process.
So EVs blaze through the sand and deliver a gold star rated service. So see if anyone can get that one.
Yeah. And there's another race suit there that we're picking out our favourite colours earlier. We're going to take a look at those in a second, I think.
So.
Yeah.
Okay, should we take a look at them?
Yeah, let's look at that. So, I mean, if you're going to be racing Extreme E, you've got to look the part, haven't you? So we've got some races in which you can actually look the part. So let's take a look at all of those and see. You can pick out your favourites. Are you going to match the car and the suit? Or are we going to go for like a bit of a mismatch and vibe?
Well, what should we choose indeed? Right. So Kelly, you want to tell us about the race suits?
Yes, so we've got 8 Extreme E race suits. They've got the kind of branding down the arm, lovely different colours. My personal favourite is the purple. What about you? What's your favourite?
I'm going green because, sustainability. What are the race suits made out of?
Well, in Horizon, they are our biggest sustainability problem.
Cool. Yeah, so they're available throughout the playlist, as we saw.
Yes.
Are they all in the playlist, or are some elsewhere?
4 are in the shop and
Okay.
4 are in the seasonal championships.
Okay, so
Yeah.
keep an eye on the shop if you don't see your favourite colour.
Quite nice to match them up to your car colour.
Definitely. And we've also got new emotes we
Yes.
alluded to.
Yes.
I'm not going to go on
To do like a little drum roll.
Yeah, I don't want to go on to it and spoil the surprise. Oh, there's the silhouette. So this is Snap, which was, I think, in spring, maybe it was... I
The
can't
event lab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's Snap.
Anyone
that's
that
fun.
loves taking photos, this
Yeah.
is great for you.
Yes. And then this one...
It just speaks for itself.
Yeah, I mean... Talk us through that.
So it's our collectible dinosaur from Series 6, and he is so beautiful we had to bring him back. And what better way than an emote with your character copying?
Yeah, I'm worried about the driver. And there was also another one. You can't get this yet, but stay
Coming
tuned.
soon.
Coming
Yeah.
soon. And there's Tank.
Yes,
Tank, a lovely little
we
tank.
had to get Tank in there somewhere. And he is so cute, just like the name.
Yeah, so
Suggests.
cute. There he is.
Aw.
Cool. That is all our emotes.
There we go. Well, so there you go. You've got some new race suits. You got some new emotes to check out. Part of the festival playlist. But let's move on to the bug fixes, shall we? What bug fixes can players expect to see in Series 10?
Yeah, so we've obviously got an improvement to the auction house. So there were some cases where you might get outbid and you would end up not getting your credit back, which, especially if it's a big outlay for a car, that would really suck. So that's been fixed. There was also an issue that we saw in the last update when we added the temporal anti-aliasing, where we've seen blurred wheels on PC. So we've also fixed that as well. But yeah, as always, please keep submitting any issues you come across in the place on support.forzamotorsport.net, because those tickets really help us, prioritise what we're fixing.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much. That concludes part 1 of our Series 10 update. Kelly and Tom will be back for a part 2 later on in the show, so do hang tight. But thank you for part 1. And now it is time, of course, for our community spotlight. And today's guest is Twisted Knot, a name you'll no doubt recognise if you play Event Lab. But if you don't, check out some of their work. Hello, Twisted Nut, and welcome to Forza Monthly. Hi, that was a pretty epic intro, as intros go. Did you put that together yourself?
I did. It almost seems too epic, to be honest. I feel like I'm entering an action movie here as like a Wish version of Jason Statham. So you know, a bit intense, a bit too dramatic, but to be honest, I loved it. I hope you all loved it in the chat as well. I see everyone. Well, I see everyone in the chat saying hello and all that. So hi to everyone in the chat.
Hello. Well done, because you are a man of many talents. Because in addition to Event Lab, which we will talk about very shortly, you also started streaming quite recently, and Forza will be hosting a stream right here on the Forza channel after this show. So that's pretty exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. So I didn't think I was going to get into the streaming game. But to be honest, I love hanging out with all you lovely people who enjoy the same things I do. So yeah, be sure to, drop by and say hi.
Definitely. I mean, what better way to showcase your creations than to have your own stream, have your own community, and just play it right there and then. But speaking of that, what do you actually have planned for the stream after this?
So I've got a bunch of great event labs created by a bunch of you great creators out there, from rally to road tracks. It's just an awesome way we can just sit, chill out, and just check out some event labs together.
Excellent. Well, stick around after Forza Monthly to catch Twisted's stream. But for now, we're going to look at some of your Event Lab creations. So you're quite prolific when it comes to Event Lab. How many events would you say you've actually created to date, and how often are you putting out new content?
To be honest, probably about 26 or so Event Lab creations with a few Super 7s on the side, just like like a little sprinkler Super 7 in there.
Bit of seasoning.
Yeah, so a bit of seasoning in there, and honestly, I usually put them out every 2 weeks or so. But with my more recent tracks being more detailed and much larger, it normally takes about a month now. For an event lab to come out.
Getting more and more ambitious every time. It's like when an author has a series of books and they're like banging one out like every year, and then suddenly it's been 5 years since the most recent book. Like, where is it?
That's it. Yeah,
Perfection takes time.
Each one. It does, yeah, that's it. You can't rush these sort of things.
Absolutely not. And you have a whole portfolio on your website now of all the works you've done so far. And there are descriptions, you've got difficulty ratings, there's a lot of information there to help people find your content. That's awesome.
Oh, thank you so much. As you say, it's a great little portfolio. You've got pictures there, so you know what you're going to click on. Difficulty ratings, if it says 8 out of 10, you might not want to click on it because the controller might end up in the wall. Maybe stick to the lower numbers there.
Wait, who rates them?
Yeah,
do you rate them yourself, or is this based on community ratings?
Do.
Yeah.
No, I do rate them myself. I try and be fair with the ratings. I also put ratings on the community creations. On the left tab, there's a couple of pages from the great creators out there with pictures, difficulty ratings, and descriptions.
Very cool. Well, let's take a closer look at one, or a few actually, of these maps, starting with one of them, which was one of your most recent ones, Custom Rally. So, talk us through the goal and the concept behind this one.
So, I wanted to originally create a rally environment of my own, building it from the ground up. I lost my train of thought. Oh, no.
It happens.
I just wanted to create my own little environment. Which is a great place for you to come, take a load of. I want to make a lot of photographic areas, so you can park your favorite car with your best livery on, and just take some great photos with some unique backgrounds.
Yeah, definitely. It stands out a lot compared to some of the environments that you'd usually find in game, which is really cool. You got that little waterway, you got all these rocks, which we'll talk about later, but you got some custom buildings that you put in as well, right? Like you've got a boathouse and there's like an excavator and all sorts there. It's like a theme park. Yeah,
exactly. It's quite intense, to be honest. There's a lot of custom buildings there. Like you said, the boathouse there as well. That's pretty awesome. It's a great thing to drive past, something unique, something you don't see in the game generally. And that was the idea, behind this, is just these all unique buildings that you just don't see anywhere else.
Yeah, it's awesome. And not only that, but you've put quite a complex route in there as well, because it sort of loops back on itself, and there's like multiple levels to drive on to, which is, I mean, there's a lot going on. Did you plan that ahead of time, or did you kind of just start building and see where it went?
Yeah, there is a lot going on. It's I mean, as a complete project right now, it does look super complex, but yeah, I sort of build block by block as I go along. I might have an idea such as I want to build a mine shaft or something, and then I have to start thinking of the process of, oh, I actually need to elevate the track so that I can bring it back down into the mine shaft. But yeah, essentially it's building in blocks.
Okay, so you kind of see what happens once you put the first few bits down and see where your mind takes you, really. We're going to watch some gameplay right now of this map. You can sort of see all the little twists and turns we've been talking about here in the different environments, which is really cool. I mean, how much of the prop budget did you use here? Because it looks like there's a lot of props here.
Yeah, it's super detailed. I absolutely maxed out the prop budget. I couldn't place a single flower pot. That was it.
Oh my God.
I said I would have continued to add on to this, but you know, it's good there's a prop limit there, because yeah, there has to be limits. Otherwise, I would have been building forever. And as I said, possibly the Xbox would blow up as well. Not to say it's a bad thing, but I mean, if you put that much detail in, you're going to be running at quite a low frame rate there. So yeah, it's lots of detail.
Limitations force creativity, because you kind of have to work around problems, don't you? A lot, which you have done a few times in this map in particular.
Oh, of course, yeah. That's, you know, that brings up really, for example, all the rocks that we've gone past. It's all one rock. You know, it's just been rotated multiple times to make it look like a different rock selection, because of those limitations of the prop budget and performance and whatnot, having to load up different types of assets, well, props in the game.
You'd never know, though. It's quite subtle. I don't think you'd be able to tell it's all the same rock. It's very cool. We actually have a time lapse of you building this as well. So let's take a look at that, because I think that's quite fascinating. So how long did you spend building this one? And is it that sort of normal for your builds, or?
So I actually spent about 26 hours on this build over the course of a month. So it was quite a long time. And yeah, I typically spend about 10 to, well, maybe 13 hours actually on normal projects, but this was an exception. This was a much larger project to work on. But as you can see here in the time lapse, you see I'm sort of building in chunks, maybe adding in a few details, like chunk by chunk by chunk. Because you don't want to get too far ahead of yourself. You build like way ahead, and you're like, oh, I've got to detail all this stuff behind. You sort of get a bit deflated by it, so just sort of go with the flow.
Imagine it's easy to plan out a huge, vast area and then run out of budget and just realise you can't quite. You've not got the vision to make that bit work anymore. So smart, working bit by bit, building it, expanding it as you go.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly that, you know.
Yeah. So you refer to yourself as the Builder of Worlds, which is a very cool title. And that's pretty obvious when we look at the next map we've got to showcase here, which is Eden Project. Very different vibes from the custom rally map, and it has quite an interesting backstory as well, I hear. So tell us more about it. Yeah,
so, you know, with a lot of my creations, they're all sort of different in their own way. I don't really like to do the same creation over and over. Yeah, with this one, it was more of like a fantasy sort of fantasy nature environment here. I mean, if you look at the far back there, we've got some rock trees, and I'm pretty sure there's no such thing as a rock tree in real life. I mean, if there is, please link me up. You know, make me eat my words there. But yeah, you know, it's a really just sort of out of this world thing. There's not a lot of man-made buildings here, apart from just the absolutely massive loop-de-loop. Oh, here we have a closer clip of the a closer view of the rock trees here. So you know, it's a really unique style environment that you just wouldn't really find in Forza Horizon 5, which is great. You know, to transform the player to a new area. I said the massive loop-de-loop there.
Yeah, you got the loop-de-loop here. There's a stunt park. I mean, that's ties in with the Hot Wheels expansion coming out tomorrow, which you must be pretty excited for, because you've got these new assets to come and hang out with and have some fun with, like new loop-de-loops, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know, I said the Hot Wheels deal, so we're all really excited for that. You know, and especially with being able to create your own tracks in Hot Wheels as well, with the snappable feature, where you snap the tracks together. It should only take like 5 seconds to snap your loop-de-loops or corkscrews together, versus maybe the 15 hours it took me to, you know, build something like that. So, you know, 5 seconds over 15 hours. So it's sort of more available to everyone now.
Definitely. And you've chosen to build this in the arena as well, which it looks like you build quite a lot of your maps in the arena. And what is it about the arena that you quite like as a canvas?
Good question. So I do like the arena purely based on the fact that there's nothing in it. I just like the blank canvas. I said there's nothing wrong with what's outside of the arena. You know, I love the trees. I love everything that Forza, our playground games have done outside of the decoration. However, I like to create my own worlds, my own space. And when there's a tree in the way, I just want to be like, I want to delete this tree. But you can't. So, you know, building in the arena, it's a nice canvas. It's just flat. I can build what I want to do, what I envision even.
True creative freedom. Well, let's have a look at another map that you've done then. We're going to look at the Gymkhana Playground next. So talk to me about this one. What's unique about this?
So this is quite different to a lot of my other builds. A lot of my other builds are basically a lot of nature, you know, a lot of bushes, a lot of rocks. Whereas this one, I've toned it down and gone for more of an urban look. As you can see the car park there. You know, it's quite different to my other ones. So it's quite challenging for me to sort of change the way I build to sort of build more urban. I did take a lot of inspiration from people like Vuku and Josie with their just incredible city maps. You know, so detailed. I sort of had a quick little peek. You know, take a couple of fence panels there, take a couple of, you know, little bits and pieces and make them my own. So yeah, it was a learning curve. Yeah, what makes this super unique though is the rule sets in this. So you'd actually have to, instead of just driving to the finish line, you have custom objectives to hit in this. So there's 3 custom objectives, like drift score, about 20k drift score. You have to find and hit crates as well, which helps you explore the map. And I can't remember the third one off the top of my head. Totally forgotten it. Yeah, you have to accomplish those 3 objectives to finish the race. So it's a bit different.
But no, it's a good job you didn't tell us, because now it means that everybody can go find it for themselves and do it without it being spoiled. So there you go. Challenge. But yeah, a variety of challenges within a challenge itself, which is awesome. Well, speaking of challenges, we've actually got one more, and this one has a couple of little tricks up its sleeve. So let's take a look at your Farmyard Dash creation here. What's the challenge with this one?
Well, to be honest, it is just getting from the start to the finish with this one. It's definitely got some challenging sections. A lot of people have raged a few times at a certain section. But again, you know, it's a completely different environment. You might just really want to dive around the farmyard and take exploration to the next level. You know, it's a completely unique environment. Said cool little switchbacks there in this picture, and you drop down and you're going back on yourself. So it's definitely a unique experience. And yeah,
well, let's take a,
it's just unique.
Take a look
fun.
at the section you mentioned. You said there's a bit that people rage at. Is it this one, by any chance?
So, yeah, this section right here, I know a few people have struggled with this, sort of making it across from the blue container to the pink. It's, you may end up with a controller in your wall if you're not careful.
There you go. Well, see if you could do it without raging. The challenge is yours. I mean, there's so much variety here in your creations, not just with the environments you've created, but also the challenges within them. So it's really, really awesome. Congratulations on that. Very, very cool.
Thank you.
And before we let you go, do you have any resources for anybody who's looking to learn more about Event Lab or to link up with other Event Lab creators?
Yeah, of course. Well, first of all, we've got my website, where you can go on there, check out some other community creations, take some inspiration from that, and just take a look at some of my creations. Also, the Autosport Therapy Discord, a great Discord server with like-minded people, a lot of which have been on the PG Editor's Choice. So we all seem to know kind of what we're doing. So, if you have any questions about rules or, you're just stuck on what to do. You don't know how to make some rumble strips on a racetrack or something, you know, just come in and ask around. So it's very handy. And I also stream on Twitch myself. So of course, you know, if you have any questions you want to ask me, you know, right now, just, you know, head on over after the stream and feel free to ask away.
Absolutely. Well, Twisted Knot, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on the show today, and we can't wait to see what you dream up with the new Event Lab tools coming your way in the Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels update. I hope you have an amazing stream today, and if you do have any questions about anything Event Lab or any of these courses or anything, go ask. Go straight to the source. There's no better place for answers than right to the stream.
That's it.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, so that's right. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. And do check out the Twitch chat for Twisted Knot's social channels, where you can find all of his Event Lab creations and follow along with whatever he dreams up next. And of course, we are always on the lookout for more fantastic Forza content creators like Twisted Knot. So if you know somebody who deserves a feature, nominate them at aka.ms/Forza Spotlight. The future is in your hands. We still have a lot more show for you today, including the Series 10 content that we didn't talk about earlier. We've got a look around the community and, of course, Twisted Knot, as we've mentioned, right here on the Forza channel after Forza Monthly. And then tomorrow, it's a big day because we'll be celebrating the launch of Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels. Playground Games will be live from the Peterson Museum in LA with tons of gameplay, exclusive content, code giveaways, and opening convoys to race with the community. You don't want to miss it tomorrow. Mark it in your calendar. Don't miss it. But for now, let's welcome Tom and Kelly back to the show to chat about the rest of Series 10. Welcome back, guys. So Tom, let's dive straight into it, because the team must be very excited to be launching the Hot Wheels expansion tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm super excited. A launch for anything is really exciting at the studio. The team have put in, like, it looks incredible. A huge amount of love. So yeah, we're really excited. We've got the launch stream tomorrow, which obviously everyone here is really excited about. Mike and Madeline are going to be over at the Peterson Museum in LA. A load of fun things they're going to be doing. And yeah, don't want to spoil too much, but very recommend tuning into that tomorrow. Yeah,
definitely.
Very excited at the studio.
Exciting. Seeing everyone get their hands on the new content and things, enjoying it. But until then, we're going to continue with the Series 10 content because it's very exciting. Because we've got, not only do we have the Extreme E Odyssey, we've got just a couple of Porsches on the table for awards this series. So we're going to have a look at all of them, and it's your choice what we do first. So what is this one?
We are in the 356 Porsche Emery. So yeah, we have had a few of these Emery Porsches over the last few games. This is the 356 Emery C, and yeah, I think one thing I should call out straight away is that it's part of the Outlaw line. So Emery Motorsports, they focus on kind of custom mods and especially around the 356, which I think is one of Rod Emery, who is the kind of founder of the group. It's one of his favourite cars. And all of the Outlaws have this custom Emery 4 engine, completely built from the ground up, and yeah, it's all sand cast, and it allows them to get that extra performance that you just wouldn't get from the stock 356 engine. It's such a stylish car. We were saying in rehearsal just how classic and how luxury it looks, and you know, above a regular 356, which is obviously a lovely car, you've got that power, that improved chassis, and everything that's going to make that just a bit pokier, and it's obviously a really coveted car. Yeah,
did we figure out what it was on the dashboard?
I think it speaks for itself. Yeah, so this we didn't. We'll see if Twitch chat knows what it is.
Yeah, answer this on a postcard, please.
I exclaimed, "What on earth was that?" I think we've settled on a place to store some flowers.
I vote.
It's a porcelain vase.
Yeah, a little porcelain vase for your flowers that you might picked.
That's what you need.
Some
in
blue
a car,
bells,
really.
say.
Yeah.
But yeah, even the interior for this car is super high end, and just super
Just
luxury,
screams
and
luxury,
everything
doesn't
down
it?
to like
Yeah.
paint finish. It does.
Yeah.
So that's the Porsche Emery. That's just one of
Lovely.
4 cars. I think. Should we have a look at another one?
Yeah, the
Absolutely.
Gunter Works, I think. It's a good one.
Okay, let's get into it. We're going to get into the Gunter Works.
Yeah, so this was their first custom build car, and there was only 25 ever made. Sorry, limited production run. And it's a rebuild of the 911 Carrera 2, which is a nice little fact. If it's the Carrera 2, it's rear-wheel drive. If it's a Carrera 4, it's an all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive. It's beautiful looking car. We've got a 4-litre kind of naturally aspirated engine. We've got a 6-speed manual, which is always nice. And this is what's known as like a resto mod. So it's the classic shape, like the classic car, but then it's kind of improved upon for like its performance. Sorry. So bringing it up to modern day performance spec, which is nice to have that power there.
Fire extinguisher in the back, which is useful. Yeah, I love the look of the star, and that blue line as well. It's just like, yeah, it's really like 90s vibes, but super cool.
Yeah, I love the transparent boot
cool.
as well. It's very, very cool.
Yeah.
Look at that. It's all about the details, isn't it? Small details. That's what I mean. That's just Porsche.
It is all about the details.
I think next.
Let's look at
your favourite.
Yeah, this is my favourite car.
Okay. When you were telling me the story of this, I love this one. Are you interested?
Okay, yeah.
Thomas talked about this car all afternoon.
This is the 917, which was built for the 1961 Le Mans, and yeah, so the body shape is an amalgamation of long tail and short tail, and it ended up looking kind of stubby. So if you look at the front there, it looks like it's missing like a foot of car, and it perhaps unfairly got dubbed looked like a pig. That's what people the car thought, and then so one of the Porsche designers, Anatole Lapin, had a bit of fun and created this now iconic livery. It's given it the nickname Pig, where it's kind of like a like butcher's diagram of all the cuts of a pig, in German, obviously. So you've got Lender there, which is loin. You've got Russell, snout, Kern, which is brain, and cutlets, I think chop as well. Got Schinken, which is ham. All absolutely delicious parts of the pig. Sorry, Kelly. As a big fan of pork products, I have a real affinity with this car. And to talk a little bit about its performance, so in the Le Mans, so we were really just striving for that performance in the car, which led to this weird, odd shape, unusual shape. And in qualifying, it absolutely slayed everyone. So yeah, it was just doing its job. But then, unfortunately, in the actual race itself, had mechanical problems and had to retire, unfortunately. But its legacy lives on, and it's here in Horizon 5 again. And I think it's a super cool car.
It is. It's quite
So
unforgettable.
yeah,
really.
you're gonna be able to get yourself one of these. Yeah, the pink pig can be yours. Somewhere in the playlist, I can't remember where it was. Summer.
Yep.
Not somewhere. Summer.
Yeah.
There we go. That's Porsche number 3.
That is the
next one,
pink pig. Cool. Okay. So
lastly, we've got the 911 Singer DLS, another beautiful custom car. Got a lot of custom builds today. It's obviously another resto mod of the 964 generation. And here's our nice little mod. It's designed by William Advanced Engineering, which was the same as one of our beautiful shape, but then it increased over 4,000 hours of kind of work spent on them, which is pretty amazing.
Oh, that's cool.
If you want to take it out, it's got a lot of improvements to kind of reduce its weight, carbon fiber body kit, carbon chromatic Brembo brake discs. It's a great car for kind of spinning around them corners.
It looks great in white.
Yes.
But could look
nice little surprise.
Yeah, could look maybe a bit jazzier, a bit more Hot Wheels-y.
Yeah, could do. Well, let's have a look at some of the new car customization options coming this series then. See if we can maybe jazz it up a little bit.
Take a look at that. So, yeah, obviously, I'm not going to talk too much at length about this, but something we've added in Series 10, which is very much Hot Wheels themed, but certainly not just for people who own the expansion, is this very cool Spectra Flame paint. So we've got all these different colour options that everyone's going to have access to, and you can make your really presumably well thought out finish on your Porsche. You can have that as Spectra Flame. Now, if you tune into the stream tomorrow, you're going to be able to hear a bit more about that and the history of Spectra Flame that is. But yeah, just because it's going to be available for everyone, thought I'd show you here. And we've also got something else to show you as well. Just wait for this. Do you think Singer's going to be upset with my resprays?
Porsche great in blue. Every single one.
Even if it's Spectra Flame.
I'll have everyone in blue.
So if I just nip into upgrades here, and we've also got this Hot Wheels semi-slick red line tyres, so you can get a really Hot Wheels look to cars in your garage. A little taste of Hot Wheels in Mexico.
I'm going to add that blue to every one of my cars. It's going to be
great. Hot Wheelsify your garage, basically. So that's available to all players in Series 10.
There we go. I think that's everything for Series 10 today. So why don't you give us a few hints about what's coming in Series 11?
Oh, a few hints. Well, Series 11 is something we're calling Rami's Racing History. Who knows what that means? It probably involves Rami, it probably involves racing and
I got a few little surprises.
History.
So we're going to have another collectible. So anyone working towards some achievements, you've got it in Series 10, you've got it in Series 11. We've got new cars, as always, new speed zones. So that'll be nice to see them, find them, get up on them leaderboards. And lastly, we have a nice little surprise with the Forza shop sales. So come back on Wednesdays for them. You might find something good there.
Nice.
In Series 11.
All right.
Series 11.
Yeah, Series 11. Well, we will learn more about that on the next Forza Monthly, I'm sure. But for now, what about Forza Horizon 4? Have we got any updates for that?
Yes. Well, we're just as excited as you are for all the updates that we're bringing to Forza Horizon 5. We want to assure you that we're also continuing with our support of Forza Horizon 4 for the foreseeable future. Festival playlist is going to continue to serve up that returning content from past series, so that all players can work towards complete their car collections and any missed achievements. And we're going to continue to gift limited edition liveries to players in Horizon 4, as we do in 5. We may not always have new information on Forza Monthly, but when we do have something to share, we'll obviously we'll do so. And Forza Horizon 4 remains available for sale on Xbox platforms, PC, and Steam.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Tom and Kelly, for joining us today, and give our best to the team for the launch day tomorrow. Very exciting.
Will do. Thanks,
Thank
Leah.
you.
Thank you.
Series 10 for Forza Horizon 5 is available for download tomorrow, as is the game's first expansion, Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels. If you upgrade to Premium today, you will experience the visually stunning, exhilarating Horizon Hot Wheels Park in the clouds high above Mexico at launch tomorrow. Then tune into the launch stream for a chance to race Hot Wheels tracks with the Playground Games team. Community events are up next, right after a look at some of our favourite images from FTC 30. It's a photo contest made up of 30 days of themed challenges put on each year by community group Photography Central. Enjoy! Welcome back, Ali Track. It's good to see you, and wonderful work as always by the photographers and organisers of FTC 30. It's a lovely competition, isn't it? Something a little bit different.
Yeah, I love that it keeps running, and the guys at FTC do such a good job of bringing it back. And it's one of those. It's turning more and more into one of those nice, like little punctuation points in the Forza annual calendar. So yeah, it's nice to have. Yeah, GG's FTC.
Yeah, consistency. We love that. And that was just the appetizer, because we have a few main courses, in fact, today. But which competition are we featuring first for our main course of the day?
The first main course is it's going to be DJS with an awesome. It's been surely the competition that everyone's been thinking about on Forza Horizon recently. Donja One Song, whose YouTube channel should be in chat. For anyone who lives under a rock and doesn't know about it already, you can go and check that out. He put together this amazing video and dropped it just recently, which was like a futuristic Wipeout inspired, if you remember that old game, Wipeout inspired race, which you could take part in, and the winners would win some prizes and things like that as well. I think there's some footage of the track that we can kind of gaze at possibly.
Because I mean, you're saying Wipeout, I'm imagining those contest shows where you've got obstacles and you're running into things and it's quite difficult the first time round at least. Is that what we're getting here? I think it might be.
No. That's like Wipeout. That's like an American Ninja Warrior. There's a really old video game where like it's hover cars and they had a Prodigy soundtrack. It's super. It's like I think it's PlayStation 1, and anyway, it's based on that, and it's like the livery is, I think it's an AB Graphics livery, and he's kind of put together this like Wipeout inspired one there, and then also done the whole thing like it's a sort of futuristic. He even made up lore for it. There's like all this stuff about the racing federation body. They would like had to make more and more extreme versions of motorsport to satisfy the audience and stuff like that. It's super it's kind of nerdy, but like kind of cool also. I really liked it. So this is the track, and you can see it's got like loop-the-loops and cool stuff like that, and all the kind of fun, exciting stuff that maybe if you or I, Leah, were to make a competition, it would have more of this kind of stuff in it. Do you know what I mean? Like it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's very eclectic. Yeah. Big fan of this.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, we've seen a lot of smashing right now. Did anyone actually make it through successfully? Because this looks nuts.
They did. This is our tame racing driver at Forza putting in some practice laps and just showing off how difficult it is. It was really a hard track, and there's a lot of ways to get it wrong. But some people did exactly get around it at a decent, not just without crashing, but in a fast time as well. And the person who won the event this weekend was Sumin, who's very well known in the Forza Horizon 5 fast drivers community, if you like, if such a name exists for a community. And I think we can check out actually the VOD of his lap, and it is really crazy.
Yes. I think we should see the master. Yeah, there it is. A perfect run. Congratulations to Sumin.
Pretty amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, great lap.
It's so sick.
And showing off like why it's so good to check out like the YouTubes and channels of these fast drivers. You can maybe see Sumin's YouTube link in chat. There are so many little bits you can take from that about how to go faster around a track like that, just from down to like changing camera when he's going through the loops just to get a front view. And then like at the back of the track, he does like a little, it's like a booty tap or something against the back of the, on the hairpin. Is like, I was talking to him about it. I was like, how did you even find out that was faster? And I don't know, I couldn't get it. I couldn't understand the answer I got. It's just alien Sumin.exe doing his thing. It was amazing.
Too much knowledge. Yeah, I was noting all the
knowledge.
first person to third person switches there. Very tactical, very cool. You gotta change up the game, haven't you?
You gotta change up the game. It's like a accumulation of all those tiny little advantages adds up to a big difference in lap time by the end of the lap. So a good job. And Sumin said he wanted to shout out K1Z Bard. So K1Z Bard was someone who helped him out a lot with that lap, and he couldn't have done it without him. So K1Z Bard as well as Sumin, both of you guys rocked it here at this challenge.
Absolutely, and it's great to see a different sort of competition as well. Very, very unique from your normal sort of race. So I love that. More of that, please. Very, very cool.
Yeah. More
of that. Just give us a bit more. Well, we know you're a big fan of enduro racing. So have we got any events coming up in that sort of area?
We do. There's a big one, in fact. Tora, it's the 24 Hours of Spa. We're currently in the sign-up phase of this competition. So if you'd like to get involved, then you certainly can. The trick is to go to racetora.com and you can find all the rules there. To give you a little picture of it, it's a 24-hour race around Spa, no duh, but it's all in GT cars, and you can pick out more or less any GT car that you want. At the moment, I think the McLaren 12C and the Mercedes SLS have both been had maxed out. There's a limit to how many teams can be in one car. 198 drivers have signed up so far, so quite a lot. But if you want to see if you're at the top of that stack, if you can beat them all, then go on out there. You might have to choose a car that's off meta. Might have to mix things up a little bit with maybe one of the other vehicles and give it a go. Past winners of this event have included JSR back in 2019, and also the LSEM and Williams team did really well back then as well. So there's some good history to this event. So yeah, get involved.
Yeah. And you got a little bit of time for that as well. It's the 6th of August, wasn't it? So a lot of time to sign up, prepare.
There's a bit of time.
Yeah, practice.
Sign up and try your cars out. You're going to want to, I mean, with Tora events, when you sign up, you have to declare which car you're going to be racing in. So you're going to want to take like a couple days, try out a few of the different cars, see which one suits your taste, and then pick your teammates and get out there and get racing.
And compete. All right, well, that was the Torah Spa 24 hour, but what about any new Rivals events going down?
Yeah, there's a cool one running right now in the featured events section on Forza Motorsport 7. It's called Where Dreams Are Driven, which is a little hint towards the theme of the event, which is all about Forza Motorsport 3, which released way back in 2009. And this event remembers that and honors it as the first Forza game to feature the Le Mans circuit. So you can get out there racing a 2013 Audi R8. It's an LMP1 car. So you're gonna make it around Le Mans, even though it's a long track, in a pretty quick time, which is always nice. And the prize as well is a cool one. It's a livery for the 2009 race-winning Peugeot, which is sort of inspired by Forza Motorsport, and I think it's the one we're looking at right here on the poster. So if you do well enough in the competition, then you can pick up that cool livery. You can get on out there and race for another week and a bit, I think, on this Rivals event. So there's still some time left to put in a decent time and to grind it a little bit, because they do take a bit of grinding, these kinds of events.
Yeah, practice makes perfect and all that. So what other community events have we got on the horizon? Let's take a look at the calendar, and you can point out some of your favorites.
Cool. There's some good ones this one coming up. There is Race Trucks. I can't let it go by, even though it's not the Mercedes tank pool. It's a Ford F-150. You gotta give it a try if you can. And that's with Ford Spec Racing. Later on in the month, we've got Muscle Mayhem with Forza Horizon 5 livery and designs, and then also FTC. We were just talking about them with their latest event, and they've got a new one with the 3.0 CSL. That's the BMW, the little sort of I don't know, it's a great car, short wheelbase, fun car to drive. So go and check that one out. Lastly, FH5 UK. Cars can fly in that one. So yeah, what now? I actually don't know the details of that event, so go and find out about it. Could be a photo event, would be my guess, but I don't know. That's a fun mystery tour that you can go and get involved in. Yeah, fascinating. Yeah.
Oh, cars can fly. I haven't to prove it. I'm yet to see it. Prove it.
Cars can fly.
What? Cars?
What?
Well, that is it for the community spotlight, or the community event spotlight, as it more is, I suppose, for this month. So thank you for joining us, Ali. Take care. We'll see you next month, hopefully.
Right, next time.
Bye. And that is our show for you today. But stay where you are, because Twisted Knot is live on Twitch now, and we'll be sending you over to him with a raid very shortly. You can ask him all about his event lab creations, and just go check out the vibe. And then if you join us back here tomorrow, we'll be celebrating the Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels launch in style with Playground Games. There'll be code giveaways, tons of gameplay and opportunities to race with the Playground Games team. So do be sure to drop by and join the festivities. And that is it from me today. Thank you to all of our guests, and thank you, as always, for watching. I will see you on the next Forza Monthly. Goodbye.
Drops away above the chimney tops, I swear.